Hi and welcome to episode 69 of the This Is Reportage podcast. My name is Alan Law, I'm the founder of This Is Reportage and This Is Reportage family, and I'm a photographer too. I had such a great time chatting to the lovely human being that is Dan Morris for this week's episode. Originally from South Wales, which we may mention a little bit in the episode, Dan is now based in Cheltenham in the UK and he captures weddings all over Europe. He recently won 5 Reportage Awards in a single collection, which is a proper achievement. And Dan talks about one of those specific awards on the episode, as well as many other things, including his journey from electrical engineer to photographer, his love of colour, a very funny but stressful to hear story of how he lost his wallet whilst travelling between weddings, his very special sausage dog, how 2020 was for him, his spot-coloured capture of the Olympic torch relay, why and how he hides in plain sight, the Wedding Street podcast that he does with Rob Edge, and much more. Before we get on to Dan, just a quick message to say thanks if you joined us for our first Clubhouse chat earlier this week. It was really fun, really enjoyed it. We'll definitely be doing more of them in the future, so just search for This Is Reportage on Clubhouse to follow us so you'll be notified of future chats. Thanks also if you submitted to our recent awards. Our judges are currently poring over the thousands of submissions on both our wedding and our family site, with the results to be revealed in just over a week's time. Right, over to Dan. Hey Dan, how you doing?
Shemai Alan, how are you?
What does that mean, man? What does that
means
mean?
Hello.
Is it in like Irish? Because you're Irish, aren't you?
Oh, come on, man. I'm Welsh, you nutter.
I know, man. You're like the most known Welsh person in the photography world, I think. So yeah, I know you're Welsh. How are you doing? How are you doing?
I'm good. I've been in my garage. I've thrown a little bit of tin around. That's what we say in Boyoland.
What does that mean?
Some weight.
Oh, right, nice.
Yeah.
But you don't look like you've ever done any kind of like weightlifting or anything.
No, I've never have, to be fair. First go today. I've done well.
Oh, sorry, but I've met Dan a few times, so we know each other semi-well, so I can tease him a bit like that.
You can abuse me, you mean? Yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, actually, we haven't met that many times, have we, actually? It's probably only a handful.
9 dots a couple of times.
Yeah.
We first met on Ross's Harvey's workshop.
Oh, yeah. Gosh, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was... What? God, 5-6 years ago, maybe?
What? I think it was his very first workshop, wasn't it, as well? I think it was his first day of his, 30 sold out, day. And that's when I met Ben Minar as well.
That's right, yeah, that's right. Big Ben.
Oh, yeah, a gentle giant of...
Oh, he's lovely.
Yeah, so sorry, Dan. I forget doing the podcast here, just chatting away. How are things with you, dude? How has 2020 been? I know it's 2021 now, but what was last year like for you?
Brilliant. I loved it.
Was it? Yeah, really?
It was cracking. Initially, you think you're gonna have a little a 6-week break or something, so you just think, all right, suck it up. So I just completely switched off from camera world. And yeah, I just enjoyed it. Spent time with Super Sid, the sausage.
Have you got a sausage dog?
Haven't I told you?
Again, it's got to be the most famous kind of wedding photographer's dog, I think. Yeah.
Mark is in 101 by a sausage dog.
Everyone loves dogs.
Oh man, they do. I actually looked at some pictures earlier to re-scope, edit, I guess, because they're a few old ones. And they literally, why did you choose me as your wedding photographer? We didn't care how good you were at photography. You had a sausage dog, and so did we.
That is the key then. That is the key.
It's it doesn't, you don't need any knowledge, any skills. You just need to have what they have,
It is actually that we laugh about it, but there's a lot to be said for that, isn't it?
Which absolutely, but they're expensive now. I looked to get another one, and they've gone up from £1,000 to £3,000.
Really?
That's why all these idiots are stealing them, I think.
Oh man, that's sad. Is that a proper pedigree cost then? Yeah.
I guess so. But yeah.
Have you always loved sausage dogs?
No, I share him with my ex. I don't know if you know.
I don't know.
I bought it with my ex 5 years. Yeah, he's 5 now. So yeah, about 5 years ago. And she was like, "I want a sausage dog," and I was like, "Oh man, I can't have a sausage dog. That's my street cred gone completely."
But that would mean that you actually had street cred though, Dan, before.
Yeah. Well, whatever I did have, a small percentage just now disintegrated. And yeah, I bought him, and it went the opposite way. The Richter scale went. It's like, if you don't mind attention off, say, 2-year-olds or 82-year-olds, then happy days. And now, as you know, he's my best friend. And like 2 weeks ago, he had a hernia operation. So,
oh man,
yeah, man, I'm rubbish. Like, I'm so chilled with everything in my life, everything. But when he was, it's his 3rd operation now. So, oh man, it breaks me. It breaks me. I dropped him off in the vets, and because of COVID, obviously you have to hand them over, and he's just looking at me like, "What are you doing to me?" And I'm like, "Oh man!" So I came back. I went in my garage and did a workout, and like listening to music, and I'm almost in tears, and I just go, "Come on, little dude, you can do it. You can do it. Come on."
Oh man, that is sad though. Is he okay?
Yeah, he's the first 10 days he's a bit subdued and he'd sleep a lot more than usual. But yeah, the last, because I have him kind of every 5 days now with my ex.
Oh, right, okay.
Shared custody.
Oh wow, that's proper. That's very modern parenting, modern life, I guess.
Well, when we split up, it was the first thing I did was get on Google. Right, who has the dog? And I think, like, yeah, you can't go to proper court over a dog. It's classed as like possession. So you have to decide between yourselves first off.
Okay.
And I think I read you either get, options are, if you take it to like a small claims court, you share it either a monthly or every 6 monthly. I was like, what? How can you share a dog every 6 months?
Yeah. They'd forget you, wouldn't they, though? Yeah, so now you have like 5 days each, did you say?
Yeah, because of COVID. During wedding season, I'm a bit like more all over the place. Like, oh, can you have him? Because I got a wedding or two. And yeah, like we still get on with friends. We are good friends, and
oh, that's cool.
Didn't separate on bad terms, shall we say. And she lives a mile away, so it works.
Oh, that's handy. You can like walk Sid back over then, do you? Like as his walk. Yeah. That's very cool. And how in 2020 in general, like, did you manage to shoot many or any weddings at all? What was it like?
I did 14 in the end.
Did you? That's quite a lot.
I was lucky because I got a few venues around here and wedding planners who recommend me. And they were.
What, they seen your work though?
Obviously not. I've seen my sausage dog, and that's it.
Yeah, you do have to add the dog word onto that.
Every time. So yeah, I was lucky. So I picked up a few smaller weddings. I think I did like 2 proper full-size weddings before.
Right. Okay.
The outbreak, shall we say? So yeah, it was like, luckily my outgoings aren't too much anyway.
There's lots of dog food.
That was it. He didn't get downgraded. He was still on Lily's Kitchen, which is bloody extortionate.
Is that posh dog food? I don't know.
Posh dog food. He refuses to eat the pedigree chum crap. He just looks at you like, "What are you doing? I don't care if you're not working, son. You better get a job. Get out there."
That's funny. And how were you kind of mentally? Like, you were okay? Because you always, whenever I've met you, you're always just a very happy, chappy seem, But how was it all okay for you in the year? Not down at all?
I was really good. I was training like 4, 5, 6 times a week. Gym work. I got a garage full of stuff like air bike, air dyne, ski, blah blah blah. I was going for jogs, which isn't really like me because I'm not a fan of running, but
I hate running.
I managed 13 kilometers once. That was my record.
Wow, that's good going.
I never need to do it ever again.
No.
I needed a rugby ball to run. That was my excuse. I just didn't see the point without a rugby ball. But
has it always been a big part of your life? Has it always been a good thing for you, kind of like mentally wise, is kind of like exercising?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I say I did it for me, which is really weird and rare. I'd say about August time, I had a bit of I call it a speed wobble. I had a day where I thought, "Oh my God, what the hell? Like, what's going on?" It was literally a day or two, and then you just think, "Oh man," because I really don't think too much about anything in my life.
That's a good way to be, isn't it? It's a good way to be.
I just can't worry. I find it like my sister's the complete opposite to me. She worries about everything. So mum and dad are like, can't we just meet in the middle somewhere? I go, one who doesn't give a toss, and one who's just like worried about, oh, what if, which never happens anyway.
No, that's true, isn't it? Yeah, and I prefer to be, more like you. I mean, I get nervous about a lot of things. I get nervous about, even though we've met numerous times, still nervous about doing this podcast with you, which is just daft because it's just chatting. But do you not get nervous? Do you not get nervous shooting weddings at all? No, either.
Not really. I know. I've obviously listened to your podcast, and you say when you on that drive to the wedding, I don't get nervous. I switch on some music. I get, like I used to play rugby, I guess. I get a bit like pumped up for it, if you know what I mean.
Right, okay. Yeah. That's great.
Always knocking that door. I get no, I don't really, but you don't know what's behind that door, right? When you first knock that door in the morning, it can go one or two ways, right? It can go, hey, I'm Dan, I'm the photographer. And they go, hi.
Yeah.
And it's nothing. It's just like, oh God, this is going to be a long day. Or you can have like somebody just chuck a can of beer in your hand as soon as you walk through that door. It's just like, oh,
that's right, cool. I bet you get more of those type of clients. I bet you get more.
Yeah, like honestly, I've done really well with. I don't think I've ever had any really, really bad nut jobs.
It's tempting fate, though, man. Are you touching wood?
They're gonna come. They're gonna come. They really are. Like it's inevitable, right? Law of averages. Yeah. But yeah, I've been lucky, and I think I'm quite a. I don't know. Yeah, I'm outgoing. I like to talk and chat, but I like reading people and I mold myself to them, not they mold themselves to me, if you know what I mean. So okay. I do some quieter weddings with people who are different to me, but equally, I'm just be nice. It's quite simple.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's such a massive thing in life. Be nice, man. Yeah. And you're such a nice guy, and everyone knows that. Everyone who's met you.
I have my moments.
I can't imagine that, man. I can't imagine that.
It takes a lot to upset me. Once I am upset, there's no holding me back.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna keep you on my side. When you talk about rugby though and stuff as well, did you used to play like professionally and stuff?
Semi-professionally.
Oh, really?
I played Division 1 in Wales, which is so you got the regions. Like 4 regions, like counties, shall we say. Then you get the Premiership, so one below that. So wow. it was a good standard, but I was never. For my position then, I wasn't big enough. I wasn't naturally fit enough. I didn't take enough steroids.
Oh, really? Yeah.
It was rife in Wales for a time. I say all over, but yeah, God. Right. Some of the players you used to play against were like mutants,
Oh, really? Yeah.
It's like against the X-Men 15.
Oh man, I used to hate rugby at school though. I used to hate cross country. I used to hate rugby. They always used to do it in the coldest winter months. It used to be lashing down.
I know doing it in Wales then.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine, man. I used to live in Wales though for a while. Did you know that? I lived in Wales.
No. Yeah.
Lived in oh man, what's it? Tiribirth in just
Rebirth.
Did I live? No, wait a minute.
That's my uncle.
No, not Tiribirth. No, I can't remember now. Ystradmanach. Yeah.
I lived there.
My wife, after she did her speech therapy degree, her first job was down there. Yeah, so we lived there for a few years. It's nice, man. Not just bike a filly, and it was nice.
Did you live in fear?
No, it was all good. And then I had my stag in Cardiff actually as well.
Hey, Cardiff's a good city, especially like this time of year with the rugby on. Cardiff is a great crack usually. So that was the worst thing about all this. You're watching the rugby now on TV and going, oh, I wish I was there.
Oh yeah. Do you go and watch it much when it's the world?
Yeah, when I can. I stupidly book weddings sometimes on the same day. It's just like, what have I done? You got to earn those money for your dog's food, man. It's important. So Dan, I read that you used to be an electrical engineer. Can you tell us how you went from that to photographer? What is the Dan Morris story? I joined Network Rail as an engineer at 23 years of age.
Uh-huh.
And on day one, these two old chaps said to me, "Who do you know on the railway, boy?" And I was like, "Nobody." literally 30 seconds later, this guy walks in, who I knew. I was like, "Hello, Blair." Then his name is. He's like, "What are you doing here?" Because he used to work where I did my apprenticeship, so he basically thought I was following him.
And were you?
I didn't know he was there, but yeah, I must have been. But equally, he now lives in the Malverns, which is not far from here. And I've been up to see him. So yeah, I am literally following him around. So anyway, these two old guys just said to me, "You're here for life now." And they're in their 60s, you know, due to retire. And I was like, Jesus, God, what else do I know, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
So it used to rattle my brain. What can I do? Because I did an electrical engineering apprenticeship and stuff. And I was just like, and because Bridgend, where I'm from, is very industrialized. My dad worked in Fords for 40 years. So he was like, get a trade. I was like, I don't want to trade. I don't want to do that. I want to play rugby.
Yeah, I bet.
That's all I wanted to do, really. So yeah, I did that. And then literally I went to Australia traveling with an ex-partner, probably got to be about 12 years ago now. And I started chatting to this guy with this big thing on the end of his camera. I learned since it's a lens.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Handy things.
And whoa, look at that. And then I told my ex at the time, I'm going to go and buy a camera. I was chatting to him for like 20 minutes. I was that Uncle Bob guy. And I just literally said, I'm going to buy a camera. And she's just like, what are you on about? So I went home, bought a camera, a digital SLR.
What was it? What was your first one?
I bought a D300, I believe. Yeah, okay. D300. Then I enrolled into a basic 1 evening a week photography course. What's
cool.
aperture? What's ISO? Shutter speed? I could get a shutter speed. I could guess that one. I'm like, all right, ISO and f-stop.
Did you skip that class then? Did you just skip the shutter speed one?
Yeah, skip. Did that, and then literally I remember taking my camera. I got injured, so one of my mates was a forensic police photographer.
Oh right.
So he was like, "Oh, bring your camera because you're injured. Bring your camera to the game, and I'll show you how to use it," kind of thing. So me and him were there watching our mates play rugby, and I remember them all coming over to us at halftime, going, "What the hell are you two doing, you geeks?" And literally, took it to a friend's wedding then, getting drunk with everybody else, took a few snaps around their photographer, put a few on Facebook. And as you know, Facebook during the good old days, you tag your mates and their mates see it. And then a girl messaged me and said, "Can you do my wedding photography?" And I was like, whoa. I'm not a wedding photographer. She's like, "Oh, I like what you did." And I was like, can you do it? And she's like, so I just said, yeah, that's the way I am, you know.
Let's go for it. That's a good way to be, man. It's a good way to be.
And she gave me £100. And then I was like, whoa, someone's paying me to do this. Like, geez, which is all great until you rock up and go, actually, this is serious. Like, what's going on?
How did that go? Were you so you were the only, only photographer?
Yeah. But luckily they had this old guy, Alan, not you.
Yeah. Not me. I'm not that old.
He had the same haircut as you, though. Alan, and he literally, I said, look, I've never done this before. I have no idea what's going on. So he organised all the group shots and everything. And luckily it went okay. Because if he went there, I might not be sat here now, you know?
That's true. Do you ever think about that? I find that really interesting.
It's crazy. And then literally my second or third wedding, because it was still a Mickey Mouse thing for me. I had no idea what I was doing still. A guy I used to work with messaged me. He'd moved to Bristol and said, I see that you do some weddings. I'm getting married in literally a week's time. And then I was like, oh yeah, I can do that for you. And then he had been given a week to live because cancer. And
gosh,
man, like quite soon I saw, wow, this is important, you know, because like he literally died like the week after the wedding and stuff.
Oh, man.
So yeah, it was like, whoa, like from me being Mr. chilled out, laid back, not taking life very seriously, to like have that hit you straight away. But it kind of shocked me into like, right, this is important, you know.
Yeah.
But I still didn't learn because I was still doing spot colouring and all the rest of the jobs.
Were you? Yeah. Is that still up on your website now in your portfolio?
Still there, mate. Still there.
Man,
You know,
so that's...
Go on. Sorry,
No, you go on. No, you go on.
I won a lens once for spot colouring. I won a
You
competition.
won a lens
Yeah.
for spot colour. Really? How did that happen?
I moved up here and started doing the events for Cheltenham Racecourse.
Oh, right. Yeah. Cool.
Again, just from chatting to people, I chatted to a guy I started playing rugby when I moved up here just to get to know people. And this guy who I'd played rugby with about 2 or 3 games messaged me on Facebook and said, "Can I have your number?" So he called me and said, "Are you free?" This is my English accent. "Oh, Daniel, are you free this week?"
Perfect.
No, we're joking. To do an event at, he didn't say where. He said, literally, you can only take pictures for the first 10 minutes. And I was like, what? I had no idea what was going on, you know? So I was just like, yeah, sure. He said, we got a photographer, but he's not very good talking to people. And, you know, I've talked to you at rugby and I can see you can talk to people, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. So I was like, yeah. And then he said, I was £250, son. I was like, what? I didn't say that. In my head, I was like, oh, for 10 minutes work? Is this guy serious? Or is he winding me up here? So anyway, he said, yeah, it's... I'll see you next Thursday. It's Jules Holland at Cheltenham Racecourse. I was like, what? Jules Holland? I've heard of him.
Yeah, what?
So anyway, I started doing all the events at Cheltenham Racecourse.
Wow, that's cool.
I took a picture of Zara Phillips carrying the Olympic torch.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I literally, they told me she's going to come in this end, and literally she went a different way. So I had to run, jump over the police, like, cordoned off area, literally... get my camera up high to take pictures of her, and then you couldn't see. There's all British flags waving, and so she was like kind of hidden in the image. So I just put it in spot color, all the British flags in color, and
nice.
Zara Phillips and the horse. And like the next morning, I had a massive email off all the race courses, and like if one image can sum up the whole Olympic torch thing in the UK, it's this one. I was like, what?
I want to see that, man. Oh, you've got to send us that image so I can include it on the blog post. Yeah. And you won a lens. What lens did you win?
Sigma 150 500.
Nice.
So there was an office blocks across the way from me, and I could literally see what they were eating for their lunch, you know.
That's a great story, man. I love that. That's awesome.
But like I say, anywhere I've ever got because of this is by luck. Serious amount of luck and serious amount of just talking to people, like genuinely, you know. No, like
it's not.
Like, I've never asked for anything in this like industry or anything. It's not
luck, though, man. It's not luck. I think people. I think it's very modest to say that, but it's not really. It's great photography skills, but your person skills is important as well, though. It really is. You can't be a wallflower doing this job. I think you know.
I guess I'd struggle, you know, if because I you listen to people and you speak to guests on the day, and I'm like, yeah, all the time, you know.
Yeah, well, it makes people feel at ease with you though, as well, doesn't it?
Like I know when to shut up, if you know what I mean.
Do you, Dan? Do you?
I'm pretty good. Like I was brought up in a rugby club from a baby, you know. So there's always been people and chatting around and on all different walks of life and all different people. So I've always been around people. So I think I'm quite good at molding myself without being disingenuous, you know.
Yeah, because I'm sure you never like.
I can't be fake either.
No, this is a perfect industry for you, man. It is perfect industry.
Yeah, once I've learned how to use the camera, I'll be well aware.
Yeah, I need to look. I need to be with you on that one as well. We can learn to do that. One line from your website, Dan, which I think is cool, is that you say you pride yourself on hiding in plain sight, which I think is very cool. So yeah, can you give us a bit of an insight then into kind of how you work, what you mean by that?
Yeah, I take a little green tent on some camouflage.
That would be funny, wouldn't it? That would be funny.
And I hide in that. Like I mentioned, just like I want people to feel like I'm not a photographer, you know. Like he's just blended in. He's the biggest compliment I could get is like, I thought you were a guest, you know. And that's what I've had quite often. So just basically blending in and not being that guy, you know, because I think I do photography as if it was my wedding. and I'd hate to be harassed all day, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally get that.
So yeah,
Have you always had that approach since starting? You know, were you ever like controlling people early on or anything? Or
like during the group photos as well, like I have a crack with it. I like it's me. It's I have to have a bit of fun with it, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can tone that up and down to kind of match the guests, I think, you know. And equally, I don't suffer fools. I don't let people walk and talk all over me either, if you know what I mean. It's like that part of the day, you sometimes just have to just go, right, guys, get together, blah, blah, blah. And
yeah, they want you to do that as well. In case,
they
don't want it going on for hours and stuff. Yeah, so that's good.
So you have to a little bit of authority there, but that's literally the only time I get involved, you know. So yeah, I just hide in plain sight. I'm there, but I'm not. So.
Which is a good technique because you're tall as well, aren't you? Are you 6 foot odd?
6 foot, yeah.
Oh man, that's
I might have shrunk now. I'm 40.
40 is young, man. I'm 40 as well. Yeah, 40 in lockdown.
Okay, that'll be young. Yeah. I'm 41 next month, so that'll be like 2 lockdowns.
Oh, that is old. Actually, 41 is really old. Yeah. Oh, is that 2? Yeah, you would have had 2 lockdown birthdays. That sucks.
I was going down to Devon last year. My parents are taking me, my family down to Devon for the week.
Man, yeah, that's.
But hey ho.
Things it's going to get better this year. You know, I know. Obviously, we're not experts, but it's got to be better than last year, surely.
Absolutely. Do you know I had a text message yesterday?
Did you? Wow.
The NHS about my vaccine.
Oh wow, that's cool, man. When? What, an actual appointment?
It's cool until you read it and go, because you're in the vulnerable category. I'm like, you what? What's wrong with me?
They classify that just over 40s as vulnerable.
Over 40s in Welsh, I think.
Oh yeah, because it's different for you, isn't it? Because you are no, but you don't actually live in Wales, do you?
No, I live in Cheltenham. I've been here 10 years now, so I could play rugby for England if they
if they come knocking.
They struggle a little bit.
I don't think I've ever been to Cheltenham. Don't think so.
It is a nice part of the world. I'm literally a 2-minute walk into town, and it's a nice town. To be fair, totally different from. I shouldn't say that, should I? That sounds terrible. Totally different from Bridgend. Bridgend is great. I used to live about 3 miles from the coast in Bridgend, so.
Oh, okay.
And Bridgend's got a bad rap, but it's beautiful around by the coast. Like seriously beautiful.
Oh, really?
And
I don't think I've ever been there.
Yeah, the people don't take themselves. You lived in Astrid Manach, same thing. They don't take themselves very seriously.
No.
And that's where I guess I get that from, you know.
Now that's cool about your vaccine though, man, as well. I had one of my mates, so all my weddings are postponed again now, all the ones that were before June 21st, and I've had a May wedding postponed to June 22nd, you know, the day after the supposedly all the restrictions lift. So fingers crossed. That'd be a good party to cover, wouldn't it? You know,
it's just so, because didn't you have 8 in May, you said?
Yes, yeah, and they've all gone. Yeah, they've all gone.
Everyone.
Everyone. What about you?
Mr. Businessman Dan doesn't. I don't look at what I've got until
the day before.
Yeah, literally the next wedding. You know, like, oh, where are you this year? What have you got? Who? So don't follow me for business side of things. You know,
man,
I do the bare minimum, if you know what I mean. I use my common sense for a lot of things, and that's about it. You know,
you don't all use like Pseudo Ninja and Light Blue and all that kind of admin software.
So I do use my common sense, like I said. So I did get Light Blue.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because if I didn't, God knows, I'd have missed so many weddings by now. I'd be on the dole, I think.
Right, yeah. Do you know, I'm still old fashioned. Like, I just use like Excel and Outlook. That's it, really.
I had Light Blue, and then I had to get a guide to come over and show me because it was like rocket science. It's got better. It has got better. Okay. But once you know it, you know it. You know, it is handy. And the best thing about it, if you double book a wedding, it flags it in orange.
Oh, that's good. So, that is good. Have you done that often? Have you?
Oh shit! It's orange. Ah! You have to reverse that and say, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in out of Mongolia that week."
Have you ever thought about having like Dan Morris associate photographers and stuff?
I do have a guy shooting 3 weddings for me this year.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's
cool. I photographed his wedding actually, and he's a good guy. He's come a long way, and he's taken over the mantle.
That's cool. That's a good way of expanding your business, though, isn't it? It is.
like for me, like I told you, I don't have much outgoing, so I should be coming down the other way and doing. I was actually until COVID coming doing less for. I'm putting my prices up, and it was going well, and then you just start saying yes to everything because people are postponing, and you worry about money coming in. So I'm doing more this year and probably next year than I wanted to, but I can't argue with that. After the last year, I'll take it every time.
That's so true, man. It's so true. Yeah. How many weddings, like before COVID started then, how many were you shooting in a year?
Good question. Like I told you, I don't count. I don't.
It's more than 10, less than 100.
Well, like was it last year? Not last year, the year before. So my accountant comes up to me and messages me, do you know you're getting close to the VAT threshold? I was like, shit.
That's a good position to be. No, good position.
Yeah, like, man, it's like, it baffles me because like my girlfriend now is a child psychologist, and she like when you compare the money with like and the NHS and all the police and everything, ambulance, and man, we don't do bad, do we?
I know.
Usually.
Yeah, usually. We have been hit hard this past like 15 months, but I guess the whole world has. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's a funny thing, isn't it? It is a funny thing.
Yeah, so I still need to find that balance then over the next year or two about doing the optimum amount. Like I enjoy shooting weddings. I enjoy taking photos. I enjoy the street photography and doing that. So I enjoy it, but equally I enjoy my life. I enjoy Sid time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I enjoy switching off completely from photography as well. Like all facets of it. Just I'm not interested. I run a group on Facebook, and I even go through phases of taking myself away from my own group, if you know what I mean.
I was going to ask you about that. Yeah. But it's important to have that kind of total non-photography kind of time. Otherwise, yeah, and especially like I feel the same way. Obviously, running Reportage Family, and my own wedding photography, it can get. A lot, kind of. You need a bit of escapism. You do.
And for me, I think I've always got better for doing that, if you know what I mean. No pressure, take yourself away from it, and then you come back fresh and clean,
Yeah, that's true. What do you do? Do you like go and like hike in like the middle of Wales or something with like just no phone and like just like I can imagine you like Bear Grylls style, like just like hiking around Wales or something.
I go up to Mordor. Is it Mordor?
No, what do you do? Do you have a proper escape kind of thing that you do?
I've got a van, like a VW with a bed in it.
Oh, cool.
Quite often I'll go off and just chill. And with the dog, I go off with the dog and we just chill. We'll drive up. There's a few nice hills around here, actually, the Cotswolds. I'll just go and do that. Last August, I went up to the Scottish Highlands, and wow, highly recommended.
Wow, cool. Yeah, on your own or with?
No, with my girlfriend Holly.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't. My ex-girlfriend was called Holly as well. So.
Oh, really? Yeah. Keeping it easy, man. That's easy to remember that.
It's easy for me. It's very complicated for everyone else. So they've got names now. Do you know? I'll elaborate. One is called Holly 1 and one is called Holly 2.
That's genius. That's genius. That must have been cool up in Scotland. It's beautiful up there, isn't it? I had a wedding up in Dornoch a couple of years ago. That's right up north up there, and it's beautiful, isn't it? It's beautiful.
Like every turn. I've been in New Zealand, and like it was on a par. The drive was like, wow, cool. Yeah, stunning scenery. So I need to go back. And I remember driving through, what was it called, Glencoe, 7 o'clock in the morning because I was going to hike up Ben Nevis. You just said you go hiking.
Oh wow, you do. That's quite a hike. That's quite a hike.
Yeah. Oh man, that was hard work. And we drove 7 o'clock in the morning. The mist was coming up off the loch. I was going to say lake then. I'll get lynched. Sorry, Scottish people. And the light and everything. And I was just like, oh my God, I need to stop the van. Like, I just had to get out. And I felt like flagging down any old car, hoping there's a man and woman or two men or two women in there. Right, you've got to go and stand on that island. And I got to take a picture. It was the best scene I've ever seen. Just no one around.
Oh, that's cool. That is really cool. I need to go up there more. So my wife was. You never met Oni, have you? My wife. I think. No. Yeah, she was born in Glasgow, actually, so she's Scottish, and
awesome.
Yeah, she always says we need to go up there. It'd be nice to go up there with the kids as well sometime. I think. Yeah.
Well, you're in a lovely part of the world in Cornwall, aren't you?
It is. I'm not complaining. It is lovely down here. It is lovely. Dan, let's go on to the little game that I've been doing over the last few episodes. Yeah, man, gotta do it. I'm enjoying it. Do you watch much Netflix or?
Not as much as most people, I don't think. So.
Okay, even better because you're getting none right then.
Well, yeah, exactly. And last week was it Richard Skin's? I listened to that.
Oh
one.
Yeah.
And I had 2 out of 3, and I'm like, why didn't he ask me those ones? I would have got them.
Shall I ask you the same ones?
Yes, please. I'd probably get them wrong.
That would be funny. Right. Okay. So the whole thing. Yeah. So I'm going to read a little Netflix synopsis of a series or a film, and let's see if you can get it from the synopsis. So, you ready for your first one, Mr. Morris?
Yeah.
You should have. Have you ever driven a Morris Minor?
I've been a Morris Minor.
You should have a Morris Minor then. That would be so cool. That would be very cool.
I'll have to get one just for you.
Right, okay. The first one. This is a series, okay? Okay, just a little clue. Earth has frozen over and the last surviving humans live on a giant train circling the globe, struggling to coexist and the delicate balance on board.
You what?
Amid the delicate balance on board. Yeah, no, you're not heard that one. No.
Hang on. Actually, vaguely remember. I don't think I've seen the film, but I've seen it advertised.
Oh yeah, it's a film and it's a Netflix series as well. Actually, yeah, it's both.
But anyway, I have no idea.
No idea. Okay, it's Snowpiercer. It's quite good.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
No. Okay, right. This one's a film. Okay, ready? Okay, when
has anybody ever had 0 out of?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, so you won't be alone. Okay, when rugged frontiersman Hawkeye saves the Monroe sisters from a Huron ambush, he ends up in a battle between the British and the French. This is a film. It's quite old, probably about 15 years ago now.
I wanted to say The Patriot, but that's the Americans, isn't it, and British?
Right. I've never seen that, yeah. It's got Daniel Day-Lewis in.
That's my brother.
What? Is it? And Madeleine Stowe?
No, pass. Give me a clue. Give me a bit of a title.
Those are too good. Okay, the first word is last.
Last of the weekend.
Yes, good. Yes. I love that film. The music's beautiful.
Yeah, God, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen that for about 20 years.
Yeah, it's really old. I thought you're pretty old, so I'd put in some old ones. Okay, last one. Let's see if you can get like one with. Okay, last one. Hoping to have sex before college, high school seniors Seth and Evan try to score booze for a huge party, leading to a series of wild misadventures.
Seth and Evan.
You weren't joking, were you, Dan?
Evan's a Welsh name as well.
Oh, right, yeah. Mm-hmm. This is what's the actor? I love him. Is Michael Cera? Is in it?
Have you heard of him? I don't watch much TV.
Oh no, okay. This is what I love.
Too busy walking up Bordeaux.
It's super bad. Super bad.
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's so funny. It's really good.
I've been told. I used to get a row for not watching it off one of my ex.
Oh, really?
You need to watch it.
It's a really good one, man.
Yeah.
Okay, dude. Let's go swiftly on from that awful Netflix round. Okay, random question, Dan. Because if you won the lottery, what would you spend it on? And would you still do photography?
Yes, I do photography. Not as much.
No, yeah, that's true.
I think I'd go for 5 destination weddings, 5 UK weddings, and then do some street photography in some cool cities, and then do whatever. What would I spend it on? A sausage dog sanctuary.
You should do that. I can imagine you actually do that.
I'll do it. No,
it's cool that you still do photography. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a hobby. It's a passion, then, I guess. Obviously.
Would you go on like a round the world like street photography trip? Because you love your street, don't you, as well?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that. Because we interviewed a guy on our podcast who's been to 105 cities in 5 years.
Wow, gosh.
But the way he's done it, he's roughed it a bit. He slept in like toilets on the street and stuff.
Oh, man.
So on budget. Rough. But if you do it as a millionaire, it might be all right.
It'd be a bit nicer. Which actually leads me on, because I was going to ask you about your own podcast. So it's the Wedding Street podcast, which is great, man, which you do with Rob Edge. Can you tell us more about that? How you came to start it?
Well, me and Rob went to India last year to do some street photography.
That's cool. Did you meet at like 9 dots or something?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like when you hit it off with someone and just kind of similar. I say similar. He's like the brains of the world. Like I'm not that similar to him.
You're a clever man, Dan. You're a clever man.
All right, I like the modest approach, but no, seriously, you listen to him, I'm like, what are you talking about, you nutter? But anyway, we were in India. We were in Old Delhi in a really romantic, nice hotel, and we had a 30-course Valentine's meal together.
Nice, literally 30 course.
30 courses, honestly. We were there for about 5 hours.
30 course. Did they count like each P as a course or something? No, what?
We like one of the courses was these 5 drinks, and yeah, I drank them out of like I will literally eat and drink anything, but they were bad.
Oh really?
Wow, they were bad. But anyway,
and this is how you came. Oh, sorry, you go on. Yeah, is this how you came up with the idea of it then? During
we
this,
just had a romantic meal and started chatting and said, right, should we do a podcast? And Rob's very good at the old technical side of things, and like he's into his instruments and guitar playing. So he was like, I could do it quite, easily. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, so it's basically wedding and street photography. Some people I've met, some people I haven't met, but all it's been fun. Same as what you're doing. It's just enjoyable just chatting to people like-minded people, isn't it? So,
it is fun, isn't it? Yeah. And some people, as you say, I wouldn't get to talk to really without doing this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. It's on the go slow because Rob is like a full-time. He designs microchips and all that, and he's been very busy. So it's on the go slow for now. But I just said, hey, dude, it's not a problem. It's not as if we're getting paid millions of pounds to do it. So it's just,
that's true. Yeah, that's a good thing about it is you can do it at your own schedule, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's just been fun, and then we use the tagline. Seeking the stillness amongst the chaos, which I think sums up weddings and street photography.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
It's like if you slow things down at your pace,
that's good.
You don't have to run and gun. Just have a little think and chill. And I see them both cross over to the same kind of thing. You're like you go out to a wedding. And you got the obvious, right? You've got, they're going to kiss, do the first kiss. This is going to happen. That's going to happen. But then you have those things which happen on the street where you have no idea what's coming around the corner. Like nothing. It comes out of the blue. The good pictures. Some of my favorite pictures. Like I didn't foresee them happening 10 minutes before. It's just they just come from nowhere, really. So it's just
and that's exciting, isn't it? That's really cool.
That's the bit that I think is. Very appealing to me, I do still enjoy doing portraits of couples and trying to be a bit creative, but I've definitely not slowed it down, but I only take 15-20 minutes for couples to do that, but I show a lot more of stuff that I enjoy now.
It's so important, dude. It's so important.
For sure. And anyone who books me for the wedding, not anyone, but a lot of people will mention like moments and colors because I like bright and colorful. I've completely forgotten how to edit in black and white.
Do you know that is so funny because I've literally got a question about that because I've literally got a question written down here. I said I heard how you see weddings as bright and colorful, which I think is great. And I noticed how there's not a single black and white shot on your TIR profile, which I find really interesting.
Any profile you want, I think you might struggle to get any. But
is there like a spot colored like rose?
I'm bringing it back slowly. No, literally about 2 years ago, I challenged myself, right? Because you know what it's like. If you come to a situation with crappy lighting, you just go, all right, I'll stick out in black and white. And I was like, right, I need to learn how to edit this picture in color still. And it's going to take me longer. It's blah, 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 blah. So I kept doing that and doing that and doing that. And I said, I'm going to do it for a year. So literally now, I see the world in color completely. I know you do anyway, but I can't go back. I've had a little play with black and white, and I just no, I can't do it.
Well, that's cooler, man. It's more your personality, I think, as well. You're so outgoing and like a colourful personality. It suits you.
Yeah, and like literally in the last two and a half years, whatever, since I've been doing it, not one couple have asked for black and white or.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I guess because I don't show black and whites,
Yeah, that's all that thing, isn't it? About the, what you show, what you love, and then they sign up for what you're showing as well. So you don't supply any black and white images at all now either?
Zero,
No?
zero.
Well, that's cool.
But equally, some of my favorite, like I have quite a lot of photo books and things, and some of my favorite photographers are like old school and black and white, So,
okay. Yeah.
So I don't know. You do the maths.
No, I think it's all good. I think it's also. Well, I guess it's very different because most photographers, or virtually all that I know of, they provide like both to some extent and stuff. So again, it's something that kind of separates you and makes you kind of different. It's really cool.
Say the proof is in the pudding, which nobody has ever asked for a black and white image. And if
you touching wood, you're tempting fate now.
Oh man, it's gonna happen. Where's my black and whites? Oh damn, too soon. But equally, like if somebody asked for it, I wouldn't say no.
No, I know.
I do a really bad job of it, but where's that desaturation slider? Whoomp.
You're like the opposite then, because there are some photographers who, offer like black and white only packages, aren't there?
Yeah.
Which is
Fair play.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, that's why this is so good because there's no rules,
Yeah, totally. I love that about our industry. I think it'd be so boring if we all had to take some kind of like, test to become a wedding photographer. Or
I'd fail.
Yeah, me too. That's funny. You mentioned just earlier as well about like the unexpected moments and that kind of being like one of the best things about what we do. And well, one of your specific reportage awards, I don't know if this is unexpected or not actually, but I just think one of your specific reportage awards, which is awesome, is the one of the guys smoking, and the smoke kind of like follows the same kind of shape as the tree kind of bush thing behind him. Like, can you tell us about that? Did you actually see that kind of similar shape, like when you took it, or how do you remember that shot capturing that one?
Yeah, I was actually at having a bit of food, but I was in a wedding venue, which is a glass kind of, you could see the outside basically. So I sat there having a little bit of food, and then because everybody's downstairs having their food, so I looked out of the window and I saw this guy smoking the pipe. So I basically grabbed my camera because I wear a hold fast. So sometimes if I see something like that, I'll quickly take like the 85 or something, or just grab one of the cameras closest and just whip that off my hold fast just to go up there. And literally, as I was coming out the doors, I could see the bush and things, but I'd be lying if I said, "Oh yeah, I knew I was going to take that." I knew that was all going to line up, and I just thought it's a cool shot. A guy smoking out there on his own. It just looks a cool shot. So I went down. I opened the door without, he didn't even realize I'm still a decent distance away, and then I just rattled off a few frames. So I could see, you can see the bush, and I was like, oh, imagine that lined up with that, and blah, 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 blah. You just think, and then you look at the back of the camera and go, oh, wow. But you know what it's like? You look at the back of the camera sometimes and you get back to your computer and go, oh, fuck, it's not quite there, or it hasn't done what I thought it would. And then vice versa. You don't think you got anything great, and then you come back and go, oh
I love that kind of discovery.
Yeah, again, that's something that's pretty addictive as well, right? So I went and showed the guy there, and I was like, oh, look at this. And he's South African guy, and he was like, got a hefty lump of meat. Like, what was that? He was a big bitch. No, he was just a big South African guy. I played rugby against them. They're just all monsters over there.
Oh, right. Okay.
Apart from my one mate Don, who's tiny, so I call him a fake South African. He's just and like in his South African voice, yes, that is a very good shot of me. Thank you. I'm trying to explain the twirly bit, and he's just like oblivious to that. It's like he didn't care, basically,
It's such a cool image, man. It's so cool. Do you do that often at weddings? Like, I think that's really cool. Is that when you get a cool shot of someone, do you go up and show them?
Yeah, not all the time, but I've done that. I don't do it with like the portraits of the couple. I don't like. But if there's something fun and I've captured, I may go, oh, this is cool.
Yeah, I think that's really nice. Actually, I do think that's really nice. What's one thing about our job, I think, which is cool, is that, and you never get really. You sometimes, obviously, you get feedback from the bride and groom, which is really nice, but all your photos would have been seen by so many people, and you never get that actual kind of feedback from them. But it's lovely knowing that these people out there that have kind of know nothing about you, but they're getting pleasure from like these things that you're capturing. I think that's just really cool.
It's amazing when you think about it, it's what I think it just keeps you going and keeps you driving, and maybe that's why I don't look how many weddings I've got, because equally it's not like the end of the world if I've got another wedding, because I enjoy it, and you're giving people like amazing memories, and there's so many images of things I've taken. I'm not saying like because I've taken them, but I just wish like my grandparents, like only my grandmother's alive, and I look at these photos sometimes and I think, oh man, I'd love a picture like that of me and my nan, and they're not always the award-winning picture. It's just that little moment, and you just, God, I wish somebody'd do this for me.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally.
And maybe not so much for me, more for my family, kind of thing, but oh well, it's such an amazing job,
It's cool, isn't it? Oh, I am looking forward to doing it again. I know we talk about nerves again though, but my last full proper wedding, a full wedding that I shot was like last January. So like a year and 3 months ago now. I mean, that's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm not going to remember what to do. What do we do, man? What do we do when we get there?
I think I did my first after the first or second lockdown, maybe in August, say, the smaller wedding, July maybe. And yeah, I remember driving to the wedding, not getting nervous, but thinking, Jesus, what buttons do I press? Like,
yeah, totally.
I forgot. Like, but it does soon come back. Like,
yeah,
you
I hope
soon
so.
get. Yeah, like.
I hope so. Are you? Because you do quite a lot of destinations though as well. So that must have been.
I didn't catch that.
Oh.
What was that?
That was my Alexa. That's random. Yeah. Anyway.
What did she say?
She just said I didn't catch that.
Can you do me a favor?
Who, me or Alexa?
Yeah, you.
Okay. Yeah. What?
Can you ask Alexa what 100 is in Welsh?
Okay. Now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Alexa. Okay. Alexa, what is 100 in Welsh?
It is the same time in Wales as in your time zone.
Can you hear that even?
Yeah, that's not the answer.
Okay, Alexa, what is 100 in Welsh?
100 in Welsh is count.
Oh dear!
Oh, you fell for it.
Oh, that's funny. Is that really the word? Is that really true?
It's can't.
Right. Okay. Wow. Oh, I love that. That's gonna be one of my favourite bit in the podcast episode.
I'm so childish.
I can't remember what we were talking about then. Oh yeah, because you do so many destinations. One of the last times we met randomly, wasn't it? Is we did a TIR little meetup in Portugal, and you were there just randomly that night, weren't you? Like, had you just done a Portuguese wedding, like I'd had as well, and then you were flying out the next morning to like Italy or something, weren't you?
That's a bad memory for me. I think I had 2 hours sleep and a half.
Oh, yeah. That is hardcore, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
I did one down 3 hours south of Lisbon with Peter, who's come to help me, and then I was going to Italy to help him. Okay. So basically, we got to catch a train to Lisbon. And then,
which I missed. I had to get an Uber instead.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Oh.
Yeah.
That must have cost 3 arms and 6 legs.
Yeah, it was. I can't remember. It was hundreds. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, you go on. Yeah.
Yeah. So I literally went on Facebook when we got to. No, I think we might have been on the train, and then I saw your post. Oh, party tonight in Lisbon. Like, I was like, what? So I googled. Got to our hotel. Googled the venue, and it was literally 100 yards from our hotel. And we walked down. There was no one there, and we were like, "Oh my God, this is a brothel." He's lied to us here.
It was an old brothel, wasn't it? It's a cool place in Portugal.
Because Rob Edgley had been there as well randomly, and he's like, "Yeah, that's it. It was an old brothel." So yeah, I thought you were winding us up.
That was a fun night there. That was cool.
That was really good. Yeah. I mean, we got drunk, very drunk, and then you kept me out till stupid o'clock, and then I had to get up at like 5 in the morning to fly to it. Oh man, it's horrendous.
I don't know how you do that. Man. It's hardcore. You weren't shooting the next day though, were you?
No, because it wasn't my wedding in Italy. It was Peter's, so I was just like, I don't care if I miss it.
That's funny.
Drag me out of bed. Yeah.
you do so many destinations, so I just wonder how that's been. You obviously didn't do any last year, and have they all postponed? Okay.
Yeah, I was supposed to do Switzerland, Norway, one in Spain again, and one in Kenya.
Wow, one in Kenya as well. Awesome.
That's happening next year now, but the Norwegian one went ahead.
Oh, cool.
But because I couldn't go to it.
Oh, not cool.
Yeah. Well, it's cool. They got married. It's good for them, right?
Yeah, it's good for them.
Yeah, so, yeah, like, that's something like, God, like, if someone had told me all those years ago when I first went to that camera school and, what's ISO, mate? What's an f-stop? What the hell are you talking about? And then they said, yeah, because Sydney's the furthest I've been to do one, which is, like,
wow,
insane. But this is what my dad said to me, right? Dad, I'm going to Australia, Sydney, to photograph a wedding. Do you know what his reply was?
No.
Have they got any of their own bloody wedding photographers over there? Oh, well, then that's my boy. Have they got any of their own bloody wedding photographers? Like,
that's funny. That is funny. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I've been so lucky doing this so far, you know. So, like, really, really lucky, and yeah. Luck. I don't care what you say. Talent.
It's not luck, Mr. Morris. It's not luck. Oh, it's cool that you really enjoy them as well. And I haven't done as many as you.
Stories.
Oh, have you? I was going to ask. Yeah, go on. Give us some horror stories.
I'll go with a good story first.
Okay.
I reached the pinnacle once in Thailand with. Do you know Adam Bowery? Lives in Dubai. He lived in Thailand at the time.
No, I don't think so.
He's English. He's moving back to the UK. Anyway. He seen I was doing one in Thailand, and he messaged me, I live not far from where you're saying. Do you need a hand? And I was like, oh, dude, that'd be awesome. Anyway, midnight. No, let's rewind a bit now. I literally had jet lag because I'd only been there a day anyway, right? So we got to the speeches, and I was like, you know, oh, my God, I'm flagging you, but put your face on, put that brave face on, poker face. You're fine. And inside, I was like, oh, my God, I'm dead. I need to go to bed. Literally, 20 minutes later, they had their first dance. And then the bride, so the groom was from New Zealand, so all his family and friends came over, and she was English, so they met halfway kind of thing.
Okay, cool.
So literally, they all chanted after the first dance, let's get the photographers drunk, So they come out with this bucket of spirits. Like, I have no idea what was in there, but I went from zero to hero in like no time at all.
Nice.
I was like literally wired. And then they wanted a picture of them all jumping in the pool at midnight. But the pool is dark. There's no lights at the pool, right? But people just think you can just conjure these things up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I can
true.
just switch on a light bulb and bam, there's light. So I was like, oh my God, I can't get too drunk. And they're just feeding us drinks and buckets of spirits after spirits, honestly now. Just trying to get us so, like, hammered, which I was. But I was like, I need to keep my head because I need to set up some flashes around the pool, you know? So anyway, we managed to get the picture. We managed to get the flashes to work and take the picture. And then they were like, right, put your cameras in the safe now. So we went in the pool with them. I put my speedos on.
Nice. Yeah. I've got that mental image now, which is great. Thank you for that, Dan.
They're like a little one piece with a big dragon.
Okay.
On the front.
Not inside. Yeah. Go on.
And literally, they had a private butler, and he just kept bringing us cocktails. And me and Adam Bowery were just like, oh my God, this is it, man. This is the top. This
sounds awesome.
And then we started to get a bit chilly in the pool. So we all went in the sea till like 4 a.m. and the sea was like a bath. And the private butler was walking into the sea with cocktails.
No, that is the dream.
So that was the pinnacle. But it's all been downhill since. But when I go to everybody else's wedding, you know, it's like, oh my God, this is the best wedding I've ever been to.
Oh yeah. Gosh, that does sound awesome though. And as you say, like when you were doing those photography classes, you could never be envisaging that you'd be doing that. You know?
No.
It's mental.
Yeah, but equally, it's not the end of the world if I don't. One or two now and again are nice, but I wouldn't want to do it all the time either because it is hard work and strenuous.
Yeah.
The key is the one I did in Australia was January, so then I went over to New Zealand and stuff.
Nice.
So you can have a holiday with it, you know.
Yeah.
So that's the key. If you can get those kind of ones around not our crazy wedding season.
Yeah.
The one I did in Spain once in Marbella. I stupidly took a wedding the next day in Wales. Like
Back in Wales, really? Wow, gosh.
and I was flying from Bristol. And I was living in Cheltenham. So this is the stupid me sometimes just says, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I've learned. Don't book one the next day. But anyway.
That must have been stressful. Did you get back in time? Did you get back?
Oh, I'll listen to this now.
Okay.
So I was at the wedding. I was flying about 1 a.m. in the morning home. So I just thought I'm going to have to suck it up. Can you hear that?
No.
All right, my phone just went off.
No, I can't hear it.
It's Hungary. Somebody's ringing me from Hungary. What's going on?
Oh, wow. Gosh.
Yeah. I'm starving as well.
You're going to take it on the... Yeah, I thought it was... I was going to... Yeah, nice angry joke. That's good.
Right, let's go back. Right. So yeah, I was at this wedding and I was flying like 1 a.m. I was going to do a bit of the dancing because it was at their private house in Marbella.
Nice, yeah.
Beautiful sunset. I was like, oh, this couldn't have gone any better. Said goodbye to the couple. Oh, right, let's take the car back to the car hire in the airport. So, you know, it's like, you got to fill it up first, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm in good time now. I was getting there for the airport. So I get to the petrol station about a mile away, fill it up, go to get my wallet out of the car, lost my wallet. Where's my wallet?
No.
Oh, Jesus, I got nothing to pay with this. I'm like, oh my God, I don't speak Spanish, right? I can't even speak Welsh, let alone Spanish. So I goes in the petrol station. Oh, I'm really sorry. I have no money. And she's like, you can't fill up then? I was like, no, I have filled up.
Oh, no.
I can't pay for it.
Oh, my gosh. I'd be so scared.
I had to fill out all these forms. Well, first of all, the person come and looked in the car for the wallet, just couldn't find it with me.
Yeah.
Like, shit, I've got to get this to the bloody... So I'm starting to like, you know, I'm Mr. Laid Back on most things, but I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to miss this bloody wedding the next day now.
Yeah,
Missed the thing. So I had to fill in these forms. I'm like, oh God. So I put in the sat-nav to the airport because I'm literally within the vicinity of it, like a mile away. So I followed the sat-nav to what I thought was the airport, and I ended up in some industrial bit. I'm like, oh my God. What's going on? So I typed it in again. I literally did a loop-de-loop and ended up back up in almost the same place, but the other side. I was like, oh my God. I'm starting to panic a little bit now. So I was like, oh my God, my sat-nav isn't taking me there. So I switched on my data roaming on my phone, managed to get to the airport, and my plane is going in less than an hour now, and I haven't done any of the rigma. So I get to the multi-story car park where the car rental is, and all the barriers are down apart from this one level, and my car rental is on a different floor, and they tell you to park it in on that floor and take a pic and say like 7A kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I took it in. I was like, oh my God, I can't get on the floor. I need to. I'm just gonna have to run down and give them the keys and go, oh, this is on the other floor. I run down. I said, oh look, I can't get in, and I had no money to get through the barriers and stuff. I thought, oh my God, what's going on?
Oh my God.
My flight is in 30 minutes. so literally, they say, no, you need to bring it to this floor. So I tried again. I tried going through a barrier the wrong way and everything, and just didn't work. So in the end, I just parked it up, took a picture, and I just ran down and I threw the keys at them and I said, it's a 7A. And they're like, no. I was like, tough, I'm going. So I had my camera gear and all that on my back. I had to run like a mile. They'd closed the gates, the door. I'd run all the way through the airport. I was piping with sweat. So got to the gate. It was closed, right? I said to her, oh, please, I got to get back. She's like, oh, all right, it hasn't left yet. And luckily they let me in. The plane was full and they were all just looking at me. This
that guy, you were
sweaty,
that guy.
Yeah, the sweaty mess who'd been running a mile. Like, I thought I was going to have a heart attack.
Oh, man.
And then there was this old couple next to me who just looked like, oh my God, who is this nut job, you know? and then my concern was I was flying to Bristol. I had to get over the Severn Bridge to get to stay at Mum and Dad's the night, to go and go to the Gower to do the wedding the next day. And I'm like, oh my God, I've got no money to go over the bridge. I'm going to have to go back to Cheltenham, and then literally have an hour's sleep, get money, and drive down to Wales. I'm like, oh my God, this is the end of the world. So I asked the guy next to me, I was like, oh, dude, I didn't say dude because he's older than me. That's like, it's not cool, right? I said,
yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Please, sir. I don't.
Can I have some money, sir?
Like, it's not something I usually do.
This random sweaty guy who's just come on the plane is now like asking for money.
Yeah, so you can see his wife kind of like nudging him, going like, "Don't associate yourself with that." Like, no, like kind of thing. So I was just like, all right. And I was trying to show him like Instagram and that just to prove I'm a wedding photographer. I just given him this sob story to get over the Severn Bridge. And anyway, I was like, oh, look, don't worry about it. Because I could see the wife getting a bit like, So I was like, oh, it's okay, don't worry. So I nodded off, right? I fell asleep. He tapped me on the shoulder when his wife had fallen asleep. Because he obviously felt sorry for me, but didn't want to upset his wife. He tapped me on the shoulder and gave me like £3.50.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, he said, that's all I've got, I'm sorry. And I was like, the bridge is £5.50. I was still £2 down. So I had to drive back to Cheltenham, hour and hours kept, drive all the way down to this wedding, just do it, suck it up and just, yeah.
My days. What a story, man. That is an awesome story. I love it.
Funny now, but at the time, Jesus.
What happened? What about your wallet then and all your cards and everything? What happened to it? Did you ever get it back?
To be seen again.
Oh, man. That's such a nightmare. What a
Learn.
story, though, man.
I say you live, you learn, you don't, do you?
No, I guess that's true. And if you hadn't have done that, you wouldn't have been able to be talking about it on this podcast. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're great stories to look back on and fun. And yeah, like, it's just, as we know, it's just a wonderful job, Alan.
Oh man, I can hear how happy you are to be in this mad thing that we do. It's really cool. Passion comes across, man. It's really cool. But dude, God, man, we gotta end this. It's been like over and I know it's just perfect, man. It's been so fun talking to you. It's absolutely awesome. I'm gonna end it on one massive question, Dan Morris. Do you eat the canapes?
Yes.
Yeah. Good. Do you have a technique, or do you just go for it?
Yeah, I've even eaten the bride and groom's special canapes.
Have you had that special plate that they do for?
Yeah, I was in Farnham Castle, and the wedding planner came up to me. I was chatting with the bride and groom, and she came up to me and said, she's like, had a different accent to me. I don't know where she's from, but she said something to me. Obviously, people are chatting, and I was like, sorry, what was that? So she had this nice looking plate of canapes, and she said something again, and I didn't hear it, and I said, oh, thank you. And I reached over, took one, put it in my mouth, and she went, no. I said, do you want to take a picture for the canapé? It's too late. I'd had it.
Oh, that's funny, man. I love it. You
laughed. Yeah, they laughed.
Oh, that's good. I love the way you even have a funny story about the canapes. I love it, man. Dude, thank you so much for talking. It's been so fun talking to you. It's been really fun. Really enjoyed it. And hopefully we can get to actually meet up this year again. That would be cool.
That would be nice. Are you planning a party?
Yes, that's got to happen, man, this year. It's got to happen.
Were you looking? Cardiff?
Oh, yeah. We should do that, really. Do like a tour of the UK kind of capitals and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know why I said that, because I'd have to travel. Cheltenham.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. London's as easy for you to get to, probably. Yeah. It's not that hard, is it? I'm
2-minute walk from the train station, so wherever.
Oh, that's cool.
Suits me. But thank you, Alan. It's been
thank you, man. Thank you. And anyone's listening now, whilst walking, doing the pots, or working out, like what I don't know what Dan said, like lifting tin or something. What did you say?
Throwing steel around.
Throwing steel.
I've got all the chat.
Yeah, you'll be doing that, Dan, whilst listening to your own podcast episode now, maybe. Do you listen to your podcasts, that you do back whilst you're exercising and stuff?
Yeah. Only because Rob tells me I haven't listened to that dude before I put it live, because he's very prim and proper.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I probably would anyway, but he makes me anyway.
It's surreal, isn't it, listening back?
And every time I say, yeah, it's great, mate.
Well, it is, though. Yours sounds so good. So that's one thing. Yeah, if anyone wants to hear more from Dan, do check out The Wedding Street podcast. I'll put a link to that on Reportage as well. And do head to thisreportage.com, and I'll include that specific Reportage Award that Dan spoke about as well. And awesome, man. Yeah, I hope this year goes well for you, and hopefully I'll see you towards the end of the year, or if not sooner. That would be cool.
Can't wait already. Thank you, Alan. Pleasure.
Thank you, dude. See you later, man. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to the 69th episode of the This Is Reportage podcast. Oh my, I laughed so much in that episode. Dan was so fun to talk to. Hope you enjoyed listening. Head to thisreportage.com to see a link through to his website, the specific award he spoke about, and what you really want to see, I'm sure, his famous spot colour capture. We have lots more episodes of the podcast available where we speak to wedding and family photographers from all over the world, delve into our back catalogue to hear from the likes of Sitlali Rico, Denise Motz, Philip Swiggers, Linda Barisius, Chelsea Canar, Lisa Hu Chen, The Framers, and many more too. If you're not yet a member of This Is Reportage or This Reportage family, check out all the benefits of joining us, including an unlimited number of images on your profile, 60 individual award and 18 story award entries per year, invites to our physical meetups and parties, exclusive discounts, hours of educational videos featuring tips and advice from some of the world's best photographers, and much more too. No poses, nothing staged. This is Reportage. And this is bye for now.